Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the daily chart first before we dive into the deeper details of the short-term chart. Yesterday, in my first video yesterday, I also took a look at the weekly chart. So feel free to check that video out if you're interested. But for now, nothing changed obviously on the weekly chart from yesterday to today. So let's just take a look at the daily for everybody who's new on the channel as well. Bitcoin seems to be consolidating, just after it broke above that next Fibonacci extension at 43K. An important level, as we mentioned, an important level, and it seems to be just consolidating just above it, and that's what I would call a sustained break. That's what I call a sustained break. Some people, regularly ask me, what's a sustained break? Well, looks like this one, to be honest, at the moment. Surely it could break, but it's still broken above that 78.6 extension. And that just means that, this move up of the 11th of September lows cannot really be a wave one anymore. We talked about that at length, okay? So therefore, obviously, already earlier in the week, we said, okay, this is either a third wave in the making, which can escalate higher into the 50K region without any deep pullbacks, or it's likely the A wave here. So two scenarios only we're tracking, but also in which we ideally move higher in the very short term without any deeper pullbacks. But as soon as this pattern is full, highlighted in yellow, which would include another wave 4 pullback before another wave 5 rally, then we have to be ready for a decision moment. At the moment, the subdivisions of the white and yellow scenarios, they are the same. So it's fairly simple at the moment, because the white wave structure as well as the yellow one, they should move together until we have this white wave 3 full, which is basically the same as the A wave. But after this rally to these labels here, with another 4 or 5 likely coming, this is where they will probably move away from each other, and we will track the support in the fourth wave. And if we break it, then it's likely a deeper pullback in a B wave. Could also be something else. That's what we then need to look at by investigating, identifying the nature of the pullback, the structure. So if it's a corrective pullback, it's likely a B wave and will lead to a rally to new all-time highs. If it's an impulsive pullback, then we have to be very much on the side of caution. So again, we are focusing on higher. We're tracking at the moment only bullish scenarios on the Bitcoin chart. But if the yellow wave count plays out eventually, then we will also have to add a bearish alternative. Of course, bearish scenarios are possible. Our way to track them is by tracking relevant bullish support. Bullish support at the moment on the daily time frame is unchanged, I think. It's around about $34,060, depending on the exchange. I think on the smaller time frame, it looks like 34,040. But, it's around 34,000. It's not an invalidation point if the price breaks briefly below it, but it wouldn't be good. It's all about having a sustained break below that support that would make me assume that the yellow A wave has topped, okay? In the white wave count, it should take us to 6 figures, fairly in a straightforward way, without any, let's say, deep pullbacks. Okay, so let's take a look at the shorter time frame. Here we haven't got really any major change. The scenario is that, this $40,000 level ideally is holding. Let me just double check something, because it looked like 40,060 on the... No, that's okay. It's more accurate here on the smaller time frame. So 40,400. Oh yeah, that's micro support here for this particular move to the upside, right? So in this subdivision wave count, obviously, as I said, the white and the yellow counts, they basically move together, right? So, So the idea is that for this current scenario, the $40,400 level, that's really key micro support. As long as that level is holding, we are watching for another extension higher in the third wave. On the daily time frame, it's this third wave, okay? So we're watching for another extension higher. And we need to leave it a little bit of space, of course. I know everybody wants to have every single wave predicted. That doesn't work. It's just not like that, okay? We have to track support. Corrections can take various shapes, sizes, forms, length, and so on. So we have to always be a bit cautious, but it could be that this fifth wave has started. With a break above the last swing high C in the correction, it looks like the fifth wave might have started. On the other hand, however, it's entirely possible that this is just a B wave. Yeah, let me just change the color. I didn't want to have it white because that's the other wave count, but maybe it's a bit ugly here. That's orange. Let's do orange. Yeah, so the idea is, this could simply be a B wave top because we only rallied in 3 waves so far and we've got a pullback. However, the pullback so far is only in 3 waves. What I can tell you is that it's not moving in an impulsive way to the upside, okay? It's just not. But that's not a problem. There are 2 possibilities on the smaller time frame, but that's all part of the same scenario of still trend continuation being preferred, yeah? So we've got an A wave down, a high B wave, and it could now lead us to a C wave down. To confirm that, however, it takes a break below 43,130. It is entirely possible that wave 4 already finished, and this is a 3-wave move ABC in wave 1. That's possible because wave 5 could be an ending diagonal, then an ABC wave down in wave 2, ABC in wave 3, ABC in wave 4, ABC in wave 5. That's sort of how it could play out. It cannot be an impulse due to the overlap that we've now seen, okay? But it could be acceptable as a diagonal. So again, that's what we don't really know. But either way, the support levels are very well defined. And I think the key support now for the direct extension higher is very well defined as well. It's at 43,000. Yeah, it's that low. What did I say? 43,001. It's actually 43,100. Okay, this swing low. That shouldn't break, which is yesterday's low. So yeah, but it's looking good. I mean, price action is pretty corrective. Okay, it's pretty corrective. So whatever, ideally, and that's what I wanted to see ideally, was a pullback into support, of course, because it gives us a clearer way forward. Whenever we hit the support levels and then the price goes up, it is more likely that actual next wave. If we turn around early, it's just not necessarily healthy enough for a wave 4. It's always a bit, is it already the wave 4 or not? So yeah, but that's the normal uncertainty we deal with in financial markets. Bear in mind we're here on the 1-hour chart. So support is very well defined, trend continuation preferred. Still have to be mindful for a dip into support before the wave 5 starts, but we can observe the 43,100 level for that. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.